Sensex is almost in the red. The Nifty 2 is off the high point of the day with a gain of just 9 points. It's the IT stocks which are dragging the frontline indices lower. Infosys at the low point of the day along with HCL Tech 2. But it's GST season. CNBC TV 18's Ronojoy Banerjee caught up with former Finance Minister Yashwant Sinha and began by asking him about his views on the GST and if the rate structure is actually a complex one.
I was not involved in the discussions or in the evolution of the ultimate GST that we see today. But, you know, I like to remind you that when I had introduced central VAT, I had settled for 3 slabs and had brought about 12-15 different slabs within 3 slabs. And the philosophy behind that was that we'll have a merit rate, a demerit rate, and a mean rate, the central rate. The central rate was 16%, the merit rate was 8%, the demerit rate was 24%, and that's where most of the products fell. And most of the revenue from Senvat came from the mean rate of 16%, almost 90%. You know, so that was something which had been achieved. And therefore, I feel a little disappointed that we have gone back to multiplicity of rates in GST.
Yeah, because many would say that don't let the perfect be the evil of the good. So this is the best that we could have done at this stage. So let's accept it.
I don't know whether a discussion in the GST Council was held or in the state-empowered group of finance ministers was held about collapsing the rates basically into 3.
Which you think would have been more ideal? A 3-rate structure?
To begin with 3 rates, ultimately maybe 1 rate.
What do you then feel could be the complications now because of 5-rate structure?
No, is it 5 rates or is it 7? Is it 8? One doesn't know. I mean, we say it is 5 because it's 5, 12, 18. But we have 3, we have 1.5, you know, so that is not very clear how many rates there are. 1. 2, that 40% of the revenue stream is out of GST.
That's right, yeah.
So that is the second problem. And the third is that in terms of taxpayer-friendly arrangements, what has been done? Because I am reading disturbing reports even today about the number of filings which may have to be done.
Did you give your comments, your thoughts on the GST closer to when the council was meeting? As
no, I have a very bad habit of giving my opinion only when asked.
So was your opinion asked, sir?
No.
During that? Do you feel that GST is a political gamble in a sense? Because interestingly in your book you've said that the benefits of GST will come slowly, and you've said perhaps around 2019, which incidentally is also the election year. So is this a political gamble going by the experience and your argument that you've given in the book?
Not the GST, because as long as it does not lead to a marked inflationary situation in the economy, GST will be by and large accepted by the people. And I don't think it's going to lead to inflation.
The way in which the Congress party responded, to the GST launch, and bulk of the GST work happened when they were in power, but they boycotted it because they felt that let's not go overboard. They called it a political tamasha, some even calling it political propaganda. Do you at all find faults in the manner in which the government decided to launch? Exactly.
I mean, the important thing is GST was launched. The Congress party is objecting why it was launched at midnight. Should it have been launched, done at 11 o'clock in the morning? I mean, we can have quibblings of this kind. But it is a big reform, and the government was well within its rights to celebrate that reform and send a message. And let me make the point, a very important point, is that economic reforms will succeed only when they are the meaning and import of economic reforms are properly conveyed to the people. Messaging is very important. And if the government is doing that messaging, how can one object?
Welcome back. Virtually just about